Folks, Kamala Harris, the next likely president of the United States, is about to make her vice presidential pick, and she's down to three key individuals, according to latest reporting. So let's break it down. She's going to pick who her vice presidential pick will be by August 7th. And there are three names that are at the top of the list, according to latest Bloomberg reporting. The three names are Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, and Senator Mark Kelly, the senator from Arizona. Now, reporting has suggested, and it has likely been confirmed, that Kamala Harris had her team vet up to 12 potential vice presidential picks, anyone from Gina Raimondo, the current Commerce Secretary, Pete Buttigieg, the current Transportation Secretary, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and more. But the three leading contenders that have come out are the three that I mentioned before: Shapiro, Waltz, and Kelly. So let's break down what happens. First, who each one is and what happens if they are selected. Because a lot of folks are concerned, right? You have possible swing state governors, possible swing state senators being picked. Well, if they're brought onto Kamala Harris's ticket, does a Republican replace them? Does a Democrat replace them? I have it all for you. So first up, you have Governor Josh Shapiro, who is one of the most popular Democratic governors in the entire country. He's the governor of Pennsylvania. He beat Doug Mastriano, remember the QAnon crazy individual Republican nominee in Pennsylvania last cycle? He beat him by 14 points. Since taking office, Governor Shapiro has passed a budget that includes free breakfast for all Pennsylvania public school students. He has also been on the attack against Donald Trump really his entire career. As Attorney General, he fought Donald Trump in the courtroom. And as governor, he has taken on Donald Trump on the campaign trail. If he is selected as Kamala Harris's VP nominee and they win, he would be the first Jewish vice president in American history, which would also be very significant and historic. If he is selected, what would happen in Pennsylvania is that Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis would become the governor of Pennsylvania. You would then have a special election in 2026 to select a new governor of Pennsylvania. Austin Davis would be eligible to run, and he would be able to run for 2 terms. So that's what happens in Pennsylvania. Next up, Minnesota. Minnesota is Governor Tim Walz, who arguably has the most progressive record out of the 3 top vice presidential picks right now. He has had the benefit of having a trifecta, meaning a Democratic legislature, a Democratic House, and a Democratic Senate that has pushed through a significant amount of really good legislation that has protected LGBTQ Minnesotans, that has protected reproductive rights in the state, and more. Now, if he is selected, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan would be the new governor of Minnesota also through 2026, at which point Minnesota would have a special election. And then finally, you have Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, who is the husband of Gabby Giffords, the former congresswoman who was tragically shot at a campaign event, and is now a major gun rights activist. Mark Kelly himself is a former astronaut. He is now a junior senator from Arizona, serving for, I believe it is 2 years now, a little under 2 years. Mark Kelly would shore up a lot of the Arizona vote for Kamala Harris if she went that route, but he is a senator, not a governor, so the procedures are a little different. If he is picked and the ticket wins, then he would have to resign his Senate seat. Katie Hobbs, the Democratic governor, would select his replacement, at which point you would have a special election in 2026. Now, Arizonans are not strangers to special elections. They've seen it multiple times with these Senate seats after former Senator McCain passed away in recent years. And so you would have a special election in 2026. Now, these top 3 choices are all great choices, whichever way the vice president leans. Now, you may have some sleeper picks. You may have some dark horses. You may have Governor Andy Beshear out of Kentucky, who is a Democratic governor in the red state of Kentucky. You can have Secretary Buttigieg, who is a transportation secretary right now and arguably one of the best communicators in the Democratic Party. Others, like Governor Gretchen Whitmer, have reportedly pulled out of consideration, although Gretchen Whitmer is also a very popular governor from Michigan. If I had to guess right now, the top 3 are the top 3, and you're going to have a pick within the next week or so by August 7th, at which point both will be at the top of the ticket campaigning and will be formally nominated as the Democratic choices to be president and vice president of these United States during the DNC convention, which is the week of August 19th. Folks, if you have any questions, comment them below, and comment below and let me know who you want to be the next vice presidential nominee for Kamala Harris. And as always, subscribe if you like this content. I'll be producing a lot more soon. Thanks.